Hello, everyone. Hello, my fellow bookworms. My name is Liz Robeson, and welcome to my channel where I read and review books. And to finding that passion of my reading and writing back. Reading's back. Writing's taken a while. But anyways, I've recorded this video before, and the only problem we had is that I didn't have any audio. I forgot to turn on my microphone because I'm a professional. But anyways, we are here to talk about the books I've read since the new year has started. I've read a lot of books, and well, it's not really a lot, it's more like 3. But the reason why this video is late is because I have been working non-stop for the past 3 weeks, and I finally have a day off to do this. So the first book we're going to talk about is Secrets Can Kill, which is part of the Nancy Drew series, and it is written by Carolyn Keene. And I ended up giving this book 3 stars. I picked it up just for complete nostalgia reasons because I grew up with Nancy Drew. I grew up playing the games. I grew up reading books. And the books I read were like further down the series, so I wanted to start from the beginning and just go from there and like watch Nancy Drew grow up. But anyways, Nancy Drew is a teenage detective, and she was hired to go to Bedford High in this book to investigate vandalisms and theft and try to figure out who's all behind all this. And while she's there, her case takes a darker turn, as in a murder takes place, and now she has to figure out, what did this person find out that cost him his life? So that was intriguing enough, and I read it. It was a really quick read. It took me like 2 days to read it while I was at work. So, but like I said, I only got 3 stars because it's short. There's not much to talk about, and I only did it for nostalgia reasons. But I do look forward to reading the next book. The next book is called Deadly Intent. So I look forward to reading that. And apparently it is about a kidnapped rock star. That is Nancy's next case. Interesting. And the next story I read was a historic novel, graphic novel, about the author, and it was written by, I'm going to pronounce this name wrong, Marjane Satrapi. I could be saying it wrong. I apologize. I'm not very good at pronunciations. I did give this book 3 stars because, one, it was short, it was a quick read, but I found it so fascinating to see what history was like in a different culture. One that I have no knowledge of, and it was very educational for me. And it's definitely something that I would have my kids read when they're growing up. Like, this is the history of other cultures and the struggles they are going through. And it was really fascinating to me. But like I said, I only got 3 stars because it was short, and it ended with her going to America for her safety. I say that like this, but it's basically her parents sent her away because they thought it was what was best for her. I do plan on reading the second book of this, which I believe it's her going back to her country and seeing how much the revolution has changed her home. So I look forward to that. And then the last book I read was Desperate Measures by Katie Robbie. It is part of the Wicked Villains series. It was a very interesting book. I gave it 3 stars. I will explain why. It wasn't because of the spicy scenes or the kinks that are in there. Actually, I found those very interesting. So basically, the kink that it focuses on, the author even warns you about it, that if you're not comfortable about this one kink, don't read the book. And I also strongly advise it because I know it might be a trigger for some people, and that is the consensual non-consent kink. So It pretty much explains itself. So, but the reason why this book got 3 stars for me is just because of Jasmine's growth. Her growth in the storyline was so, like, she didn't grow at all in the book, and then something happens where she has to be strong and save herself, and then she finally believes in herself that she is strong enough to do it. So, but anyways, the story and how I like to describe the setting is Disney takes place in Gotham, where everyone is crooked or just doing what they can to survive. And that's the best way I could say it. Jasmine's love interest is Jafar, who he plays as the right hand of her father, who is a mob leader, I believe. I don't know. It doesn't really explain what her father does, but he has a lot of money. He owns up this big territory of Carver City, and Jafar ends up killing him and getting this territory by force. Ali is this big crooked guy that is only in it for his own pleasures, and he bought Jasmine from her father, which was like, okay. And he was like the main antagonist. Like, Jafar was trying to protect Jasmine from him and everything. But you don't see him a lot in the book until like the very end. So it was like, okay, we have this bad guy, and then we have this other bad guy, but he's also a good guy. I don't know. It was just kind of like, okay. But I learned a lot about myself while reading this book, and I could see why some people wouldn't like it. It was an okay book for me. So it was just that I was like, the relationship was okay, but it also plays into the kink. So I don't know what was part of the kink and what was part of reality, because she was like, I'm trapped like a caged bird. I want my freedom, but I'll stay and be submissive to Jafar. It's something like that. But anyway, I was like, Jasmine, you're smart. You can get out. But it was just so many, I don't know. There was things I liked, and then there were things that I hated. And like I said, the whole Jasmine character was one that was just kind of flat until the very end. So hopefully, if they appear in the other books, she improves. But the next book for this series is called My Lesson, or Learn My Lesson. And I guess that has to deal with Meg and Hercules and Hades, which I'm quite intrigued by. So I am looking very forward to it. Someone said it's like a polyamorous relationship, and I'm like, yeah, representation. But I will let you know how that book goes. But other than that, that's all I've read. I'm still reading Uprooted. You will get that video as soon as I'm done, and you will see that I will be complaining that it is a big book. I will see you next time, and I hope only good things happen to you. Bye!